Hey AI engineers! Yeah, I'm talking to you. If you've spent any time this year building workflows, testing agents, or trying to actually automate your work with AI, you've probably hit the exact same wall I did. Because right now, 3 of the biggest companies on the planet are telling you the exact same thing. Anthropic just dropped Claude Cowork, Google just dropped Gemini Spark, OpenAI's got ChatGPT Agent, and every single one of them is calling itself your 24/7 AI coworker. Same promise. Same buzzwords, same marketing language, but here's what nobody's telling you. These 3 tools are not built the same way, they don't run the same way. And picking the wrong one could mean paying more for less, or worse, building your entire workflow around a tool that was never made for how you actually work. So I didn't just read the spec sheets, I put all 3 to the test. Same task, side by side, genuinely surprised me. Not just hearing about them, let's get into it.
AI was supposed to consolidate your software stack. Instead, companies are paying for overlapping subscriptions, pushing their SaaS budgets to record highs without seeing the promised efficiency returns. This bar chart visualizes a 10-person team's monthly bill. Starting with a $140 workspace base, we add ChatGPT, Claude, Raycast, Granola, and Perplexity. The stack hits a $1,680 ceiling. Why? Every AI company builds the exact same features, forcing businesses to double pay for overlapping capabilities. Buying AI without a targeted strategy does not multiply your team's productivity. It only multiplies your recurring invoices. The corporate instruction to simply use AI is not a functional workflow, and it is certainly not a valid reason to authorize a software purchase. To stop this software bloat in 2026, you have to enforce a strict boundary. We call it the 1+1 framework. The rule is rigid. Teams get exactly 1 generalist agent for broad reasoning and 1 specialist tool to eliminate a specific measurable queue. Purchasing anything beyond that 1+1 limit wastes your budget on overlapping features. Deploying anything less leaves critical efficiency gains on the table. The decision of which generalist to buy comes down to a single principle: data proximity. You choose the tool that sits closest to where your team's work actually lives. This matrix maps the top 4 generalist agents against their ideal data environments. The columns represent where your data lives: the operating system, the browser, Google Workspace, or long documents. The rows match them to Raycast, ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. If your team lives in the terminal, the calendar, and the local finder, Raycast Pro is the required choice. Raycast dominates the Mac ecosystem by letting you execute commands right at your cursor, but lacks the deep browser research capabilities of web-first agents. If your company is already standardized on Google Workspace, Gemini Spark is the natural fit to leverage the infrastructure you already pay for. Gemini is highly cost-effective for workspace users, but it currently restricts enterprise and work accounts from executing local file manipulation due to strict account gating. When the job requires deep synthesis of long PDFs, strategy memos, and code bases, Claude Cowork or Team is the optimal answer. Claude excels at deep thought and local file automation. However, it pools usage limits across both chat and desktop interfaces, which creates unpredictable capacity limits during your heaviest workflows. If the work requires scraping the web, accessing third-party applications, and conducting broad cross-source research, ChatGPT Work takes the lead. ChatGPT acts as a highly capable cloud-first sandbox that produces polished deliverables, but it cannot persistently maintain a local file system day after day. Businesses should ignore minor fluctuations in AI benchmark scores. You only switch your generalist tool if the primary environment where your data lives changes. A specialist tool must pass a specific test. You only purchase it if management can name the exact measurable human bottleneck it is designed to clear. This quadrant chart evaluates bottlenecks by mapping task frequency on the x-axis against the time lost per task on the y-axis. Meetings are a massive bottleneck. For sales and success teams trapped in high-frequency, high-time loss call wrap-ups, Granola is the correct solution. Granola eliminates hours of note cleanup without adding a visible bot to your video calls, but it offers 0 value for local file management or browser research. For typing and dictation bottlenecks, Whisper Flow Pro is designed for founders and operators who think out loud across multiple applications. Whisper Flow provides flawless multilingual dictation. But if a user only dictates occasionally, standard operating system tools handle the job perfectly fine, making a paid subscription a wasted expense. For background operations triggered by inbound emails or CRM updates, Carly AI runs 24/7 automations. Carly AI handles hands-off cloud automation easily using conversational setup, but it lacks a localized desktop presence for your offline files. Specialists belong strictly on the desks of the specific employees who own that queue. Buying them company-wide just in case someone might use them is an automatic budget leak. Automating a tedious 10-hour-a-week data entry task returns massive value to the business. Automating a 5-minute typing task does not. Authorizing $20 a month for a tool is justifiable only when it directly targets the most expensive human hours in your organization. Overlapping feature sets destroy that return on investment. You end up spreading the cost of software across low-value, non-essential tasks. A tool's value is measured strictly by the specific, expensive human hours it successfully replaces, not by the length of its feature list. This flowchart is your AI blueprint. Node 1, where does work live? Branching to generalists. Node 2, what's the bottleneck? Branching to specialists. A Google team pairs Workspace with Granola for just $14 a month. A Mac team pairs Claude with Raycast for $40. Business leaders can implement this immediately with a Monday pilot. Choose exactly one generalist based on your operating system or workspace, and identify exactly one specific operational queue to fix. Apply the chosen specialist tool only to the specific desks that own that queue, keeping the test completely isolated. Run the pilot for a strict 14-day trial period, measuring the manual time saved against the monthly subscription cost. Apply a hard cancellation rule. If the return on investment isn't explicitly clear by the end of week 2, cancel the specialist immediately to stop paying for overlapping capabilities. The best AI assistant isn't the one loaded with the most features. It is the one that sits closest to the work without generating a redundant seat bill.
So here's the truth nobody's saying out loud. There is no single best AI agent. Anyone telling you otherwise is selling something. There's only the one that's actually built for how you work. And now you know exactly how to figure that out. But here's the thing, I didn't stop at just picking one. I took the winner, connected it directly into my real content workflow, research, scripting, even parts of production. And it changed how I work more than I expected. If you're the kind of person who wants to actually build with AI, not just scroll past AI news, that's the video you need to watch next. Now, if this saved you from picking the wrong tool, or even just saved you some confusion, do me a favor. Hit subscribe and share this with the one person you know who's still confused about which AI agent to use. It genuinely helps this channel grow. Before you go, I want to know something. Out of these 3, which one are you actually going to try first? Drop it in the comments.